This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack daily challenge. So we will be given an integer n as input. So first we have to consider the integer n itself. So here the integer n is equal to 103. So for the integer 103, we have to take the first digit and last digit. So the first digit of the integer 103 is 1 and the last digit of 103 is 3. And now we have to concatenate the first digit and last digit. So when both are concatenated, the newly formed number would be 13. So for any of the given integer, we have to check whether the whole integer is divisible by the newly formed integer. So for every integer, we have to take the first digit and last digit and concatenate, and we have to check whether it divides the original number. So here 103 is not divisible by 13. So we have to check for the next integers. So the previous integer for 103 is 102 and the next integer for 103 is 104. So these are the two integers with absolute difference 1 for the integer 103. So 102 minus 103 is 1 and then 104 minus 103 is 1. So these are the next two nearest integers for 103. And now we have to form a new number for the integer 102. So the new number would be the concatenated first and last digit. So 1 and 2 when concatenated, the new number would be 12. Similarly for 104, the newly formed number would be 14 because the first digit is 1 and the last digit is 4. And now we have to check the smallest integer first. So the smallest integer is 102. So 102 is not divisible by 12. So it is not true, and then the integer 104 is also not divisible by 14. So we have to find the next two nearest integers for the integer 103. So the next two integers would be 101 and 105. So these are the two integers with absolute difference 2 for the integer 103. And the newly formed number for 101 would be 11 and for 105 it would be 15. So the integer 101 is not divisible by 11, but the integer 105 is divisible by 15. So this is the nearest integer which satisfies the given condition. So in our output we have to print the integer 105 as our output. So in our output we can see that we are printing 105. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating a new integer n, and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integer n using the scanf statement, and then I am creating two more integer variables named previous and next, and I am assigning the values of n to them initially. So the both previous and next are initially equal to n, and then I am creating a infinite loop, and in every iteration of this loop we will be decrementing the value of the variable prev and we will be incrementing the value of the variable next. And before performing this increment and decrement operation, we have to check whether the integers are valid. So first we have to check whether the smallest integer is valid, because suppose if both the integers previous and next, if both the integers are valid, then we have to print the smallest integer as our output. So that is why we should be checking the smallest integer first and then we should check the largest integer. So in the first if condition, I am checking whether the integer previous is valid or not, because the integer previous is smallest when compared to the next. So if the previous is valid, then we will be printing the integer previous and we will be terminating the whole program using exit 0. And if it is not valid, then we will be checking for the next integer. And again, if the next is valid, then we will be printing the next integer and terminate the whole program using exit 0. And if both the integers are not valid, then again we will be decrementing the value of previous and we will be incrementing the value of next and checking again. And now let us see how this function is valid works. So this function is valid, accepts an integer in its arguments and returns 1 if it satisfies the conditions given in the question, else this function returns 0. So as per the question, we have to form a new number from the given integer, and the new number is such a way that it is the first digit and the last digit concatenated. So we have to take the first digit and the last digit from the integer value. So to do that, we will be converting this integer value into a character array. So to store it, I am creating a new character array named str of size 20, and then using sprintf statement, I will be converting the integer into a character array. So now the first digit would be str of 0 and the last digit would be str of string length of str minus 1. So that would be the last digit, and we have to concatenate it and store it into a new integer. So I am creating a new integer named number, and we will be performing the operations to concatenate the first digit and last digit. So to form a new number by concatenating the first digit and last digit, we have to multiply the first digit by 10 and then we have to add the last digit. So the first digit is str of 0, but this str of 0 will be the ASCII value. We need the decimal value. So we will be subtracting str of 0 with the character 0. So str of 0 minus the character 0, that would be the decimal value of str of 0, and we have to multiply it with 10. So I am multiplying this decimal value with 10, and then we have to add it with the last digit. So last decimal value. So the last character would be character at the index string length of str minus 1, and that would be the ASCII. To obtain the decimal, we have to subtract it by the character 0. So I am subtracting it with 0. So this would give the decimal value of the last digit. So when the statement is executed, the first digit and last digit will be concatenated and a new number will be formed, which will be stored in the variable named number. And now we have to return 1 if the value is divisible by number, else we have to return 0. So in the return statement of this function, we are checking whether the value mod number is equal to 0 or not. And if it is true, then we return 1, else we return 0. So this is how this function is valid works. Now let us check our program with the sample test cases. So the first input is 103, and for 103 our expected output is 105. So we are also printing 105 as our output. And for sample input 2, our input is 241 and our expected output is 240. So I am giving 241 as input and our expected output is 240. So we are also getting 240. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.